So first off, this is my trusty camera. I shoot on a Canon system. If anybody is wondering the equipment that I use, this is a 70-200 lens. It's probably the most common lens that I'll bring out with me, along with a couple of others, bigger zooms and some wider lenses. But this is pretty much what you'll see me carrying around most of the time. So to start, this is one of my favorite shots of Scott BRASH and Ursula. This is at the Dutch Masters, so the first stop on the Rolex Grand Slam Tour. It's a really neat event. It's really well produced and more of an intimate atmosphere. There's a lot of really neat lighting patterns, and it's indoors. And the crowd is very, very close to what's happening in the arena. So when I go out there, that's something I really try to capture. And I think this image is a really, really cool kind of playing with the light. There's a lot of spotlight. And it shows, obviously we're at the Rolex Grand Slam. You can see the crowd is lit in the signature green colors in the background, which they use, throughout the event. And this is one of Scott's best horses, I think, of his career. And so I can always rely on her for a great photograph. This is another really fun image that I sometimes try to capture the moment before the moment. And I think here is a really kind of fun, you kind of can see the tension with the crowd. You can see all their eyes are on, this is BERTRAM Allen with the lovely little mare Jinshin van het Lindenhof. And as you can see, he's on the approach. We know exactly where he's going. And what I also really enjoyed here was it shows Geneva, Aachen, and then the Dutch Masters, which is actually pointing at him. So just a really fun image that really kind of has a lot of energy built into it without him actually jumping the fence itself. I do have that image as well, but this has been one that you may have seen around, as it's kind of a unique shot. And it's a very risky shot because I'm actually focusing through this jump. So I'm really relying on him to come right into that frame where I've set the focus, but because he's moving so quickly, sometimes the camera can decide that it wants to focus on something else. So there was a little bit of luck involved with getting him perfectly in the shot with that sign there. And you can just see he's really about to come at you, and you know exactly what's going to happen. So it's a bit of storytelling and just a really, really unique kind of image that I think brings everything together. This is at the Nations Cup in Aachen. So now we've moved from the Dutch Masters to Aachen. Aachen is a huge outdoor venue, one of the most incredible events in the world, huge crowds, and this is the Nations Cup, which generally gets jumped under the lights. And so you're dealing with a little bit of a different lighting pattern. And I really enjoy when the lights come on and it's still there's still like a lot of daylight, but you get a little bit more of a pop there. So you can kind of see that he's a bit more lit than if he had just been in natural light. That's Kevin Stout. All of these memories from these incredible events